is the best song the Beatles ever made?
I mean, that's a really tough question because they are one of the only groups in the world that have so many songs that are amazing. My personal favorite is probably "In My Life," a song John Lennon wrote. Even though I played George in the show, that song, I don't know, it means a lot to me. But there is literally so many. There's hundreds of songs. In our show, the hardest thing to do is pick the song list because there's always somebody like, oh, you didn't play this, you didn't play this. Well, we played everybody's favorite Beatles song. Our show would be like 10 hours long.
So now, Liverpool Legends, okay, to be a legend now, you have to be stamped. And you were stamped by somebody who is like a really big deal, right?
Well, so George Harrison's sister helped put our show together. I met her just a month or two after George passed away. It was sort of a random thing where I was singing at a Beatle convention type thing, and she was the guest of honor. And she's really spiritual, and she thought I was like brought to her. I was singing George songs because he was my favorite. And we kind of hit it off, and then it just was a whirlwind change in my life. Like literally like a week later, she brought me to meet Paul McCartney, and I'm sitting on a couch between both of them going like, this is crazy. And then from then on, it's just been, my life has been crazy. Like she opened up a lot of doors, and she wanted to be a part of putting the show together. And within a real short time, we had a little blurb in Rolling Stone, and it was just a cool time. And at the time, I was still freaking out that I was with her, and now I'm sitting next to Paul. It was just weird. And so many years later, she kind of turned into my grandmother, and all that wore off. And we fought like real brothers and sisters and all kinds of stuff. But this is like 20 years later.
So now, if I close my eyes while I'm at the show, will I believe I'm listening to the exact same Beatles in the records?
So we try to play everything note for note. We spend a lot of time. We don't take any liberties with the music. We treat it like classical, like a classical musician would treat like Mozart or something. So we try really hard. The thing is, with our show, we like to think you can open your eyes because it's a very visual show too. The guy that we have playing John Lennon looks a lot like John Lennon. The guy who have playing Paul looks a lot like Paul. So the whole thing, it's both. It's a visual and listening. So it's equal. So a lot of people say that, well, when I close my eyes, but really it's a show. We want you to open your eyes, and because that's part of the experience of it. And we try to give it what it would be like to maybe see a Beatle concert.